नमस्ते, हमेशा खुश रहिए। Today I am teaching you estimation of sulfur dioxide in processed food products in the subject fruits and vegetable processing lab. First of all, what is sulfur dioxide and where it is used? So sulfur dioxide it is a widely accepted preservative for many food products such as beverages, squashes, grapes, resins, dehydrated food products, caramel, etc. It is also used for bleaching of sugars and also occurs as a residual component in sugar sample. Okay, uh, so there are two types of tests. One is qualitative, another is quantitative test. In qualitative, we just determine that it is present or not in the food sample, and in quantitative, we basically determine the quantity of the sulfur dioxide. So we will start with qualitative test. Add small amount of sulfur-free zinc and several ml of hydrochloric acid to approximately 25 grams of sample in 200 ml Erlenmeyer flask. Hydrogen sulfide generated may be detected with lead acetate paper, and traces of metallic sulfides occasionally present in vegetables give some same reaction as sulfides under conditions of above tests. Another is the qualitative test. For that, we require reagents. One is iodine, then barium chloride. Dissolve 3 grams of iodine in water containing 3 grams of potassium iodide and add 2 grams of barium chloride dissolved in water and dilute to 100 ml. Then apparatus required are conical flask with a small bubbler in the form of small thistle funnel bent twice in the stem so that gases evolve pass through the reagent placed in the funnel. Then procedure: place 5 gram sample in the flask, add 0.1 gram copper acetate, a piece of marble and 10 ml of concentrated hydrochloric acid and fit on the bubbler. Allow the acid to act on the marble for 10 minutes and then heat to boiling. The iodine is decolorized, and in the presence of sulfur dioxide, a precipitate of barium sulfate settles in the tube. The formation of turbidity is inconclusive as it may be due to other substances such as volatile oils. Then quantitative method. For that, modified Monier-Williams method is used. Apparatus required are conical flask, beaker, pipette, distillation apparatus, and there is an assembly in which inlet adapter, separatory funnel, round bottom flask, gas inlet tube, Ehlen condenser, bubbler, and vessel. For that, we require reagents like hydrogen peroxide solution, bromophenol blue solution, and phenolphthalein indicator, and sodium carbonate or saturated solution. The procedure is circulate cold water to the condenser, add from a graduated cylinder 20 ml of 3% hydrogen peroxide to the conical flask and 5 ml of to the trap, assemble and connect to the condenser, weigh 50 grams of blended or well mixed of the sample, transfer into the 500 ml flask through a gas inlet tube. Using 300 ml of water, replace gas inlet tube immediately and making sure all the connectors or the corrections are well greased and tight. Remove the gas inlet tube and slowly add 20 ml of concentrated hydrochloric acid. Replace the tube and see if bubbles nitrogen enters the receiving flask. If not, check joint for leaks. Adjust nitrogen to give a flow of 15 to 20 bubbles per minute through the tube. Then heat the solution to the boil, and then dried fruits and vegetables require boiling for 1 hour. For all other products, 30 minutes boiling is enough. After the solution boils for the required time, wash the hydrogen peroxide solution from the trap into the conical flask. Rinse the trap with water. Rinse the trap with water, add 3 drops of bromophenol blue indicator and titrate with 0.05 normal sodium hydroxide solution to a pale sky blue and point using 5 ml microburate. Run a blank titration on 20 ml of hydrogen peroxide and correct results accordingly. 1 ml of 0.01 normal sodium hydroxide is equivalent to 32.03 milligrams of sulfur dioxide. Then in this, we will determine the sulfur dioxide in ppm, that's parts per million, and the formula is 32.03 multiply by titer value multiply by normality of the sodium hydroxide into 1000 divided by weight of the sample. Okay, so by this method, you will determine the sulfur dioxide present in your food sample. So that is enough for the today's class. So if you have any query, please let me know in the comment section. I will resolve them. And thank you so much for watching this video.